Alright, so what I'm about to teach you here today is literally the secret to scaling any e-commerce brand. What it really boils down to is if you know how to actually get people to do what you want, you can scale your brand because they'll pay you, they'll stay on a subscription, you're making more money, you can put more money into ads, and then you're making more money. And it's just an infinite feedback loop that basically feedbacks on itself. And you can basically just scale your brand to the roof. But to be able to do that, you need to know how to get people to do what they want. And it sounds very manipulative, it sounds very sinister, but the reality is that if your product can genuinely help people, I don't think you should stop at any extent to actually help them get help from you by just making them do what you want and basically manipulating them to actually buying your product. Because if it can actually genuinely help them, then I guess what's the downside to actually getting them to buy your product, right? So in this video, I'm going to explain to you the copywriting secret that literally scales so many brands. And if you don't know me, by the way, my name's Ganor. I make these videos to make scaling to 8 figures easy. And copywriting is the key to actually scaling brands. Because if you don't know how to market properly, you really can't sell anything, right? Because you need to know some level of marketing to actually be able to sell. And what it really boils down to is you want people to take certain actions, right? That's what it boils down to. You want people to take certain actions, which is effect. And then to actually have an effect, you have to have a cause. So this is the law of cause and effect, where for every single effect, there has to be a cause. If there is a cause, there is always going to be an effect. And in this case, the effect is the action. So what we can actually do here is the top copywriters actually invert this and they create the sort of rule for themselves that if they want an action from someone, they have to put something in front of them, which is the cause to actually cause that action. And that is the sort of secret to this entire thing, right? What you want to do is you want to map out all the actions you actually want someone to take, from stopping to scroll, to watching through your entire ad, to actually clicking your ad, to actually landing on your landing page, deciding not to leave, to actually scrolling, to literally going and buying your product and then staying on a subscription. You want to map out all these actions someone needs to take for them to actually become an absolutely brilliant customer for you. And then from there, all you need to do is actually invert these into things that you have to put in front of them, the causes to actually cause this effect. So very simple. If the effect is you need to get someone to stop scrolling, the cause to that, right, the stimuli, what you actually put in front of them, has to be something that gets them to actually stop scrolling, which may be, in their case, calling out their problem, right? Or calling out their dream situation, or calling out people exactly like them. You have to test this, right? But really what it boils down to is there's just actions you want people to take. Literally, like you clicking on this video, for example, was an action I wanted you to take. So I had to create a thumbnail and a title that together actually got you to conduct that action, right? So all you have to do is actually map out all these actions that you want people to take. This applies to any place in life, but we're obviously applying it to ecom and creating ads and everything like that. That's what it really just boils down to. And it's really as simple as that. Now, I want you to understand one thing, because if you're about to click off the video right now just with this knowledge, it won't work for you unless you also understand this one last point that I have over here. You have to go out and test your cause if it actually causes the effect. Basically what that means is that the stimuli, the actual cause that you put in front of someone to get an action, is always going to give the action, is always going to, cause the action that it's actually configured to cause. What that actually means is you can actually, let's say that I want someone to trust my brand. So what I do is I position a lot of testimonials in front of them. You might think that could work, but let's say it doesn't actually work. It doesn't mean that, there's something wrong with the cause and effect chain. The cause always causes the effect it is actually meant to. So what you have to understand is that when you actually fail a test, when you can't hook someone, when you can't get them to click on your ad, it's always because there's something wrong with the cause that's not causing the effect. There's nothing wrong with the actual effect. The effect caused is always because of the actual cause. I really hope that makes sense for you guys. There's nothing ever wrong with the effect. The cause always creates the effect that it is supposed to. So you have to actually find the right causes, the right type of ads, right? For example, the right type of things you have to say to someone, the right things you have to actually show them to be able to get them to do what you actually want, right? So you have to actually go out, you have to test, and you actually have to find the right piece of stimuli, the right piece of cause to actually cause the effect that you actually want to create in someone's mind. And honestly, this is a bit of a complicated topic, like copywriting and marketing and all that stuff, like sales, all this stuff. People love to overcomplicate it, but really what it boils down to is actually just getting people to conduct certain actions. And the way you do that is by just putting them in front of things, or putting things in front of them that get them to do those actions. And honestly, you can just search this stuff up nowadays, like how do I build social proof? How do I build trust with someone? Well, it's obviously showing other people achieving what they want through you, right? That's how you build trust with someone. How do you cause pain to someone? How do you make someone feel like they need to buy your product because they're in so much pain? Well, you actually dig into their pain. You talk about their pain. Maybe you have a UGC video talking about someone talking about their problem, right? Or digging deep into it, like the implications it causes, everything like that. So that is really what copywriting it all just like boils down to. It's literally just cause and effect. You don't have to get more complicated than that. And yeah, to actually map out an entire funnel, just map out every single action you want someone to take, invert it into what you need to actually show them. And that is how you scale through the fucking roof, because it really just gets that easy, right? But listen, if you are a 6 figures a month e-commerce brand in the health and wellness space and you're struggling to actually scale to those 7 figure months, and you feel like you've just tried everything under the sun and literally nothing's working for you guys, you still can't scale, you should probably click the first link in the description. It's just a video of me explaining how me and my team could help you. It's not some training, it's not some course or webinar. Literally just a simple video of me explaining how me and my team could actually help you. And yeah, I mean, you don't have to click it. It's like full transparency is designed to actually sell you something, right? But you don't have to click it, and you don't have to feel obligated to click it just because you watched right till the end of the video. So if you did like the video, by the way, do actually feel obligated to like the video, because that just helps me, helps the algorithm know that you like these kind of videos. And yeah, just makes your feed better overall. If you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, then you can drop them in the comments below. I reply to every single comment, so I'll definitely get back to you. And yeah, chances are we're never going to see each other again. So if you do want to watch any of my future videos and get some more value, like videos like these, I do full in-depth guides. I make videos to actually make scaling to 8 figures easy. And yeah, honestly, if you want to get more of these videos, then just click the subscribe button. It's absolutely free. And yeah, I'll talk to you all very, very soon.